Hello, I'm calling from the Trib. I'd like to confirm a quote.
Get around like 2 hours and we come up on deck.
How much money was involved? Was it over $1,000? Was it over $10,000?
I don't remember you parking the car down here.
It's a shortcut. I know this area.
Okay, I just don't want to get mugged coming back from a story on bookmobiles.
Relax. This isn't such a bad neighborhood. Hey, pal. This line is 6 items or less.
Did you get a look at that guy?
Yeah, a kid.
Either I'm getting older or bums are getting younger.
I know how long that jury's been out. It's unusual for an arson case. Thanks.
A bear. Grizzly, brown, or teddy? Oh, no, stick with it.
Get a statement from the prosecutor.
A bear has escaped from the Griffith Park Zoo.
Polar, black, or yogi?
I like mine better.
Just a minute, Rosenthal. Put the bear story in the Metro budget. Charlie will love it.
I break for bears.
Keep trying to get a story. A hung jury is like kissing your sister. Yeah, I know. It depends who your sister is. Something I can do for you?
I'm waiting for Mr. Hume.
Business?
He's my uncle.
Oh, sure. He's been telling me about you. Lou Grant.
Nice to meet you.
Donovan. This is Charlie's nephew. Do I know your name? Which nephew are you?
Scott. He only has one.
Ah.
Hi, Art Donovan.
Hi.
You see that door there? That's Charlie's office. You go in there and make yourself at home. He'll be back in a minute.
Thank you.
City desk, Donovan.
Scotty.
Hi, Uncle Charlie.
Scotty, where in the world did you come from?
Round.
Really? Good to see you. Sit down. Let me look at you. Wow. How long has it been?
3, 4 years.
Last I heard, you were giving college another shot back in the Midwest.
I split from there.
What? You look the same. A little more mature, maybe.
You know it. Older and wiser. Well, how is everyone now?
You know, Joni got married.
Yeah.
Tommy's fine. How's your old man?
He's all right. Hasn't changed.
Oh, Steve. Where are you staying?
I have a little room in a hotel downtown.
First thing you do, check out of there. You can have Tommy's room until you get yourself settled.
I don't want to be a nuisance, really.
Come on. Hey. You're talking about the father and son doubles champions at Rancho Park.
Well, we sort of faked him out then, didn't we?
It wasn't an intentional lie. Your father was tied up. It's all in the family. Although I am a better tennis player than you.
I think Dad was sort of jealous.
It's lunchtime. Let me take you to McKenna's. It's not exactly the Brown Derby, but it's nearby.
Great.
Hey, Lou. Donovan asked me to tell you that arson case is a hung jury.
Oh, too bad. Where are you headed?
Off to Griffith Park Zoo.
Check with them. See if the bear has a family. You know, a mate, cubs, or a mother. Bear escape.
Go for it.
It's probably stumping a forest fire someplace.
Animals, my nephew Scott Hume. This is Ennis Price. We call him Animal.
Glad to meet you.
Hi. I had a camera like that once. Got ripped off.
Yeah, my biggest fear. I'll catch you all later.
Scott, you were saying.
About being a serious writer.
The great American novel. You know that story. I just couldn't keep my butt in a chair long enough.
So what have you been doing?
Oh, you name it. I've been on the road.
Oh, that's good experience for a writer.
I'm not sure I'm cut out to be a real writer. I think I've come to terms with my, expectations. ready to settle down. Maybe become a journalist.
You didn't pick a great time in the history of newspapers.
We have a hiring freeze right now.
Maybe we could help you out with all the people that Lou and I know in the business.
Yeah. We got up a list of 3 or 4. Hugh Martin in San Bernardino.
Irv Coleman,
Huh?
Myra Wexler, used to be my assistant. Did you ever meet her?
But not in person. You got to remember, Scott, we're talking about entry-level jobs.
I hear what you're saying.
It's cold out there. You know that.
These people pop into mind. Hugh is probably the best bet if you want to think of San Bernardino.
Good.
Thank you. Maybe sometime you'd like to read some of the things I've written. Give me your reaction, your honest opinion.
That'd be great.
Listen, Scott, here's the key. You get out to the house, kick back and relax. Iron should be home before. I'll give you directions.
You've got a funny view of the newspaper business, but you seem like an all right kid.
He's 30 years old.
30. He seems younger.
Hey,
Scott.
Scott. Can't get out of this place, huh?
Oh, I like it here.
Mind if I sit down?
No. Here, have a seat.
Yeah, I'll stop. I'll pick up some lamb chops. Yeah. Now, put Scott on, will you? Should have been home an hour ago. Well, he probably just took the wrong bus. Don't worry.
Get the bear's name. Don't tell me. Bears in zoos for 30 days or more always have names. I covered the Syracuse Zoological Gardens for 7 years.
There is no Syracuse Zoological Garden.
There is?
Hey, I think my nephew may be lost. If he comes back here, put him in a cab.
I just saw him down at the vending machines talking to animals.
He's still here? Thanks.
Did you ever hear of Harley Pierce?
Sure.
Well, I met him when I was in Montana. Boy, he's got it whipped.
How do you mean?
Well, he makes something like $100,000 a year, all up taking pictures of mountains and waterfalls. He gets in the mood, grabs his camera, heads off to the beautiful country, and shoots what he feels like. Oh, pretty nice.
There's a little more to it than that.
Oh, I know. All the training and that stuff. And he's a pretty nice guy. This coffee's kind of got me wired. You don't have any Valium, do you?
No, I don't use them.
What's going on? Why aren't you at the house?
Oh, I thought I'd just kind of hang around downtown L.A. and see if I could come up with some ideas for a story.
We didn't know what happened to you. Marion said you weren't there. I was getting kind of worried. Ready to go now?
Sure. So long.
Good. Thanks, Mara. That's great. Yeah. Bye-bye.
What's great?
Mara Wexler has a job for Scott. It's a good place for him to start.
Oh, good.
Scott? Good news. You got yourself a job.
I do?
Yep.
Doing what?
Well, you're working for a paper called The Quick Finder. It's a throwaway sheet, but it's very successful. The woman who runs it, Myra Wexler, used to work for me. She's sharp.
That's great. You don't know what I'll be doing, do you?
Sure, you'll be doing whatever Myra tells you to. Here, give us a hand setting out the table. Dinner's almost ready.
Oh, I wasn't going to eat.
What do you mean not eat? We're fixing dinner.
I'm not really hungry. I have to meet an RN from Vietnam.
An RN?
Oh, he was a medic. Now he's a registered nurse. I told him I was a writer. He said he wanted to lay a story on me about what's going down in the emergency rooms. I have my key. You don't have to wait up.
Well, at least sit with us. Yeah, you can eat what you want, then I'll drive you to where you're going.
It's back downtown. I'll get there. Thanks anyway.
What you have to understand is that we're a throwaway. The few stories and features that we do run, that's the beauty tips, the astrology column, window dressing. We get the merchant's message out to the neighborhood, and we live off the ads. And everyone who works for the Quick Finder sells ads. That includes me and you.
I'm really more of a film critic than a salesman.
Well, around here, you gotta be both. You ever sold ads before?
Ads, no.
Well, what have you sold? Magazine subscriptions? Boy Scout raffle tickets?
Nothing.
Well, that's okay. It's no problem. Quick finder ads sell themselves. Here's our form for insertion orders.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. You're in business.
Can I help you?
I'm looking for the manager.
He's in the office there.
Thank you.
Is he in there? I think he is. Just go ahead and knock.
No, it's okay.
I don't think he's busy.
No. I'll catch him later. Thank you.
Lou Grant will continue in a moment here on A&E.
The bear was sighted on the Buena Vista overpass to the Golden State Freeway.
Good, you're reading a bear story.
Well, it's the first thing I turned to.
You're my barometer. If you're reading it, everybody is. And the competition doesn't have it. Oh, boy.
Where is our bear this morning?
He's still asleep. He got in at 4. Hello. Hi, Steve. Yeah. Guess who's here? Good guess. Yeah, he got himself a job. Selling ads for a throwaway sheet. No, I don't think it's a lot of pressure. Stevie's 30 years old. Yeah. Pen, pencil. Just a second, Steve. Wait a minute. 6114, I got you. Odazine. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Well, it's good to talk to you, too. Yeah, bye-bye.
Who is Dr. Sorensen?
Psychiatrist that Scott was referred to by his regular shrink in San Francisco.
What's Odazine?
Medication Scott's on, some kind of a mood elevator.
Well, how did Steve sound to you? I mean, you both sounded very friendly at this end.
Fine. We're friendly. He's my brother.
So we're talking about a mature black bear, but by no means over the hill. 300 pounds. Is that a current weight? You weigh them every month. How do you get them on the scales? Ice cream. Very clever. Ah. Okay, well, I think that's all for now, Sally. I'll probably have a lot of questions later on. You've been great. Thank you. Bye-bye. I know Ziggy's favorite flavor of ice cream.
Rum raisin.
Yes. How did you know?
It's what all bears like. Plus, I just heard it on the radio.
I suppose you know how he escaped, too.
Well, what the heck. He tied his bed sheets together and he eased himself over the wall, right?
The zoo still doesn't know for sure, but they're convinced he was acting alone.
Grab your notes on the bear. I want you in his budget meeting.
If Professor Matson calls from Copenhagen, would you accept the charges and get me out of the meeting?
How come KFWB had rum raisin and we didn't?
I'm sorry, I just now found out about it. But we do have an exclusive interview with a cook at some pizzeria who saw Ziggy going through his dumpster.
What do bears like on their pizza?
People. Is the bear all right?
We don't know. At the last sighting, he was seen favoring his left hind leg.
You don't suppose somebody took a shot at him?
Why would anyone want to do that?
Wasn't the fur worth something? Yeah, for a coat or a rug. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy people out there.
This is all good. Maybe we ought to bump it to page 1.
Are we still ahead of the competition?
They hardly touched it.
Okay, page 1. If we have art.
All we have is a police composite, which, believe it or not, makes him look like a psychopath.
I want you to send somebody out to the zoo and get a picture of his mother.
Concerned relatives are always good.
We may not be able to get the photo by deadline. His mother's at the San Diego Zoo. She's kind of a character.
Lou, take over for me, will you?
Sure.
Scott? What are you doing here? Why aren't you at work?
I wanted to drop by and tell you why I got in so late last night, and work is kind of slow now.
How's it going there?
Whole job is selling. I don't want to make people buy something they don't want.
Well, why don't you think of it as offering them something that could be useful to them?
Well, they sure don't act that way.
Listen, Scott, let's figure you're overqualified. That makes this flunky business doubly difficult. You know, one of the big lies we all tell ourselves is that if we can do a complicated job, then logically we can do a simple job. That ain't necessarily so.
I just haven't gotten into the swing of it yet.
Is there something I can do to make it easier for you?
I don't think so. You've already got a film critic.
Hey, I want you to know that Marion and I are your friends.
I know that.
You ever hear the saying, don't go around loving people that only annoys them? I think that we would all settle for a little mutual consideration. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry about last night. I was going to call you, but I was afraid I was going to wake you up.
Okay, it's all right. Listen, I talked to your old man this morning. He gave me the name of a Dr. Sorensen. You know that?
Yeah. I got his name somewhere.
And you're on some kind of medication?
I've been off that stuff for a month and a half. I don't need it. I take that stuff and I can't function, and I don't need any phony LA shrink.
Right, come on, take it easy. We all need some kind of backup just to know it's there. There's nothing wrong with that.
I can make it on my own.
Scott, nobody says you can't. I'll see you at home for dinner, unless I hear from you.
Lou Grant will continue in a moment here on A&E.
I know you're busy, and I probably shouldn't be taking your time with this. But there are just a few things about my nephew that don't make sense, and I need some clarification.
I'm sorry. When my nurse booked the appointment, she must have thought you were a new patient. Your nephew was referred to me by another doctor. I can't go into any details on his case.
Well, he's staying with me. I mean, I feel responsible for him. Is there something that I should be doing? Is there something I should know?
Well, has he been exhibiting any strange behavior?
The first night that he got here, my wife and I fixed a nice dinner for him. And he said he wasn't hungry and walked out. I know that doesn't sound like anything, but, you know, he did have a nervous breakdown a couple of years ago.
I'm not sure what's meant by that terminology. Go ahead.
Everything Scott has done has been right on the edge between being kind of rude and kind of crazy. And I don't know whether to be mad or sympathetic. And now you're telling me that you can't help me.
First of all, you should know that Scott's case is not unique. Even though I can't tell you anything specific about him, I'll draw you a general picture. We're beginning to see a lot of people of Scott's generation with similar problems. They're able to function in the community now because of the new drug therapies. 20 years ago, a patient like Scott would have been institutionalized. Just to give you an idea, in this state alone, the population of the public mental health facilities has dropped from 37,000 patients to 5,000, which means that some people are a lot better off than they were before, and some people are living in a precarious balance.
What about the drugs? Scott claims that the drugs act like a chemical straitjacket and he can't function. And I don't know whether he's acting strange because he's on the medication or because he's not on the medication.
Mr. Hume, I'm at a real disadvantage here without seeing Scott. Why don't you let him know that this clinic is here, and he's more than welcome to come and see me.
That's the last thing that he's going to want to do.
Scott? Ellis floor covering, Garrett plumbing supply. They're both on La Brea.
I've been up and down La Brea.
Yes. But these are old customers who would like a little attention before they renew. And so far you haven't sold any space. You're aware of that.
I can do it. But I was supposed to get a chance to review films, remember?
My readers are not heavily into the arts.
You've said that before.
Sonny, you can be a giant pain. I may owe your uncle a favor, but if you don't get out on that street and sell some space, even if it's one column inch, we're going to be parting company. You understand that?
Sorry I missed some of the morning. Fill me in on what's been happening.
Ziggy the bear gave a heck of a fright to a caretaker at Forest Lawn last night. The zoo people won't let anyone in the press talk to Ziggy's keeper, but Billy knows someone in the zoo administration, and she's going to work the story from that side. Rosenthal was due to fly to Vegas at 7 o'clock this morning, but a sparrow got trapped inside his kitchen. Now he's behind the refrigerator. The sparrow, not Rosenthal. So, Castillo is going to take a later plane. Actually, we're better off with Castillo on the story anyhow. Charlie?
I knew they'd do that.
Huh?
They asked me to make a speech. I agree, and now they're canceling me. You don't know what it's like to be rejected by the Publishers Association.
Charlie, look, I got to get back to my desk.
Wait a minute. Who do we have in Las Vegas?
Castillo. I hope wherever you were this morning was important.
I hope so, too. I hope I wasn't just wasting my time. I saw a psychiatrist about Scott. I think Scott's problems are deeper than I realized.
Oh? Sorry.
Talking to these therapists is so frustrating, you really don't get any answers.
What's the story with Scott?
It's exactly what I didn't find out.
But you must come away with something.
Anxiety. Hello. Yeah. Yeah, what? Night after work. What do you mean swing by the airport? The airport's completely out of the way. What for?
So you came down here on business?
Well, we just opened up an office in Irvine, and I wanted to check up on a couple of things.
Oh.
Scott should be home soon. He'll be glad to see you.
Oh. Well, he doesn't even know I'm here. It's just one of those spur-of-the-moment trips. Listen, I didn't have any idea that Scott was going to impose on your hospitality. I'm sorry if he's been any kind of a bother.
We're glad to have him.
Well, I just didn't want you to feel any sort of brotherly obligation.
Steve, we like Scott. We're not doing it because he's your son.
Great. I just want you to know I appreciate it.
We know that.
Well, Scott seems to be doing okay. He's got a job in a newspaper.
Sort of a newspaper.
Do you know if he's planning really settling down in L.A.?
Well, I'd hate to see him that far away from home. He feels more comfortable near us, and he's got a doctor he likes.
Yeah. I went to see your Dr. Sorensen today.
Do you know if Scott has checked in with him?
Not yet. And he did say that Scott should be on the medication. I don't think he is.
Oh.
Has he gone off the medication before?
Yes, he has. And whenever that happens, there is a possibility of an acute episode.
What does that mean?
Does he get psychotic?
Scott has not been diagnosed as psychotic. Never. I mean, he may become severely depressed. He may even have a psychotic episode. But a lot of normal people have too, huh?
What do you see as the root cause of this? Do the doctors have an opinion?
I know what you're thinking. It's all my fault, right?
No.
Yeah, you're wondering what kind of rotten things I did to him to make the kid crazy.
Oh, come on, Steve. That's such a distortion. That's not what I meant.
No, Charlie's just genuinely concerned.
Listen, Charlie, just don't lay that on me, okay? You don't know what it's been like.
Hi, Dad.
Well, son.
You just get in, Scott.
Yeah, just...
How was your day at work?
You're kidding, right? You know I got canned.
No, we didn't know that.
I wasn't very good at that job. I should have never taken it and bombed out because it made you look bad.
I don't care about that.
I do. I don't deserve you people caring about me so much. I just keep messing up. I'm ruining your life. I'm not worth it.
Steve, maybe you better leave be.
No, he can't be alone. Believe me, Chuck. Believe me.
Just a second. Scott?
Okay, Scott, open up.
Listen, maybe he just wants to be alone.
We've got to get that door open.
Steve.
Believe me.
I'll go get a screwdriver.
Okay.
Scott, please, please, now, come on. Open the door. Please, Scott.
All right. Scott!
Lou Grant will continue in a moment here on A&E.
Morning.
Oh,
Hi,
morning,
Steve.
Steve. Want some eggs?
No, just toast and coffee. I'll get the toast.
No, you sit. I'll get it.
How'd you sleep?
Fine. Scott up?
Oh, I haven't heard anything yet.
Well, if he's sleeping, I don't want to wake him, but I don't want him to wake up to an empty house.
What's that for?
Oh, nothing, just to relax him.
When did you start that?
The doctor prescribed him when I had a rough period with Scott. I'd get a call at 2 in the morning. I just go rigid. What is it this time? Is he alive or is he dead? Pills help.
You've really been through it, haven't you?
You don't know half of it.
Morning.
Morning.
Son?
Oh, what can I make for breakfast? Any eggs?
Yeah, sure. How do you like them?
Scrambled would be great.
Okay.
Well, Dad, you staying here?
No, I booked into a hotel. Now, what are you up to today?
Well, you know those other leads you had, Uncle Charlie? I thought I'd start running those down. There's an extension course in LAU's professional writing program. If I'm going to be a writer, I got to keep sharpening my skills.
It's very true.
Still taking your medication?
I started back.
I met Dr. Sorensen. He said he'd be interested in talking to you. What do you think?
Why not? It's probably a good idea. I've been under a lot of stress lately.
Did you see the competition?
Yeah, they finally picked up on the bear story.
They did better than that. They got Ziggy's modus operandi. We didn't have that stuff about the eucalyptus tree falling down in the wind and Ziggy climbing out of his exhibit. Oh, it's so simple. I should have thought of it.
We're still way ahead of them. The interview you had with the keeper about how much brighter Ziggy is than the other bears and his sense of humor, that was an exclusive.
The opposition is breathing down our necks, Lou. And I've got an idea. What if we find Ziggy?
Who's we? You and me?
I happen to know Frank McWhorter's in town.
Who's that?
Only the premier tracker on the Border Patrol, except now he's retired and accepting special assignments. I say we hire him.
How much do premier trackers charge?
Well, it won't come cheap, but it's worth it. $100 a day.
Get out of here. What if it takes 6 months?
Oh, it won't, Lou. The man knows his craft.
How's he gonna track him across the Ventura Freeway?
He found those 3 Boy Scouts when rain had wiped out their trail. He found the little boy in the desert that the Forest Service had given up on. So I think he can find a bear in downtown Burbank.
I'll do it. He has 3 days.
Thanks, Lou. This will make up for my letting you down on the eucalyptus tree.
Don't be silly. You didn't let us down.
Morning, Lou. Good morning, Billy. Why didn't we have the eucalyptus tree?
I missed it. I'm sorry.
You know, I hate to say this, but the first thing I thought of was a tree falling into the bear's exhibit, but I didn't want to mention it because it was so obvious.
Billy, there's a lot of stuff coming in. You better get some help.
Who?
Anyone you want for this.
Rossi.
So you quit?
Yeah. I could tell it wasn't going anywhere. You know, you can get yourself boxed into a little corner like classified ads, and you turn around, and 7 years later, I mean, who are you? Scott Hume, classified ads. It becomes your identity, you know what I mean?
You want to be known as Scott Hume dash what?
Scott Hume, dash writer.
What do you think about working out of here for a few days? Just till you get through the stress.
Doc, I've been through all this maybe as many times as you have. I mean, really, if you ever want a night off, I could run the whole scam for you. I could.
Well, where are you going?
I am giving you the last 20 minutes of my session. Call it a contribution to the sick folks.
Scott, are you taking your medication?
I am not taking any Dalmane, Mellaril, Artane, Halgo, or any of that stuff. I can exist on it, but I can't function, if you know what I mean.
about tranquilizers, painkillers, Valium, codeine?
Now and then, for a little bump in the road. I am not on anything.
How about drinking?
Yes. Now and then, a few beers after work.
Even if you weren't on medication, I suspect you're the sort of person who shouldn't be doing any drinking at all.
I don't overdo it. Listen, if it's okay, I'll drop by from time to time. This place is a good story. I might be able to use your input.
Mr. Hume, could you wait for just a moment, please?
Sure.
You haven't registered for this class. No. Even if you're just auditing it, you need to be registered.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've been working. I rushed down to the registrar's office, but they were closed. I must have missed them by 2 minutes. They won't let you mail your fee in.
Well, if you can just get that all straightened out before next Tuesday, okay? And by the way, did you hand in a sample of your writing?
No, not yet. But I did it. I think it still needs a polish.
Well, if you have it with you, I'll take it now.
Yeah. I'm not satisfied with this, as long as you know that.
You reviewed the third man, huh? Well, it's a good idea for the exercise, but there are some real spelling and syntax problems here.
I said it was rough.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if this is the right class for you. Most of the people in this class are professionals. Researchers, copywriters, English teachers. We're going to be moving through the material pretty fast.
I've worked on newspapers. I've been published. I'm getting a lot out of the class, you'll see.
Well, if you can get registered, you want to take your chances.
She was always on the phone, doing stuff that had nothing to do with the newspaper, nothing. Just all her little social stuff. And then she sends me out to sell her ads that she knows nobody's going to buy. Can you imagine that?
Doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. The whole thing was just crazy. She loves me. She really loves me.
Myra Wexler?
No. No. Very special lady. Chrissy. She, lives down in Venice. Hey, you live down in Venice, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you know her. Her name's Chrissy Bartlett.
How are you two doing?
We're ready for a check here.
Bring me another vodka. Chrissy. She's so terrific. And Myra Wexler's gonna screw that up for me, too.
How about you?
No, I gotta go.
Hey, you're not leaving, are you?
Yeah, I got some stuff to do. You want to lift?
Well, I'm not ready to leave yet. You sure you don't want to sit and kind of talk?
Nah, I can't stay up late anymore. Maybe I'll catch you tomorrow if you're around the paper.
Okay.
Good night.
What kind of message? Steve just got back to San Francisco, found a garbled message from Scott in his machine. Yeah, Steve. I was going to call you in the morning anyway.
Ask him what time it is in San Francisco.
I have no idea what it was. Well, he went to his writing class tonight. No, he's not back yet. Yeah, Marion's car. I lent it to him. It was an act of trust.
An act of trust is when you lend him your car.
Steve, I'll call you in the morning. Fine. Yeah, listen, we better hang up. You know, one of us is likely to get a 2 o'clock call. Yeah, bye-bye.
Dr. Sorensen! Dr. Sorensen! Please!
Lou Grant will continue in a moment here on A&E.
Doctor, he is requesting to see you now. Okay. The doctor wants to talk to you.
Hello? I've got to see someone. It's coming down really bad.
I want to see you, too. I'll be in there at 7:30 in the morning.
No, I have to see someone now.
Scott, I can't come in now, but you can stay at the clinic for the next few hours. You made a good decision to go there tonight. Larry will give you a room. We'll talk in the morning.
I'm not going to be able to sleep. My heart's going crazy. I can feel the palpitations, the panic. I just don't think I'm going to be able to make it.
What have you taken today?
Nothing at all.
You're not on the Odazine?
No.
Anything else? Any grass, coke?
No.
Quaaludes?
No, I told you nothing.
You've been drinking?
Yes. I needed to mellow out. I've been under a lot of stress lately. I can't handle the stress.
Listen to me, Scott. You have a pattern of using these day clinics. You did it several times up in San Francisco. Now you're doing it here. The kind of therapy you need will only work if you make a full commitment. Now, for the next few hours, I want you to stay there at the clinic. I want you to think about whether you're willing to make that commitment, and I'll see you in the morning.
I guess I don't have much of a choice, do I?
Stay here. I'll see you at your room.
It's too darn complicated. When it gets reduced, it'll be even worse. Readers are never going to be able to figure out where the bear has been.
We've got to go on the information Frank McWhorter has given us. He's tracked Ziggy every place that the map indicates.
I don't get it. What was the bear doing at those singles condominiums on Barham?
Washing oranges in the pool.
So how is the bear now, do we know?
According to McWhorter, he's starting to panic.
I bet Mrs. Pinchon is panicking too at $100 a day.
We're getting a story out of this, whether McWhorter finds the bear or not.
So are we going to go with this version of the map?
Why don't you guys just indicate the highlights of where the bear has been? The condos, the freeway, the tennis club.
Excuse me, Charlie. I was asked to interrupt. There's a call for you from Steve Hume.
Thanks. Just gotta take this.
We need a decision here.
We'll be back in a minute. Steve, what is it? Sorensen court in San Francisco. Hate for you to have to come down here again. Yeah, all right. I'll see you then.
So we'll hold the nuclear plant protest for the Metro page.
I'll be back in an hour.
We decided not to go with the map.
That sounds wrong to me.
Sure it does, because you weren't here for the discussion, and now you're not going to be here for the meeting. Tomorrow, all of page one may look wrong to you.
I can't get it on now.
Where were we?
Nuclear plant protest.
Oh, well, wait a minute. I got to say something. I can catch Charlie and let him know that he can't keep pulling this running on a meeting stuff.
You're going to run out of a meeting to tell him that?
When Scott was 7 years old, his parents gave him a bicycle for his birthday. And he had a lot of trouble riding it. And instead of helping him, they took it away for 6 months.
I think you're under a misapprehension, Mr. Hume. The problems that Scott's experiencing can't necessarily be traced back to some errors his parents might have made in raising him.
It's not Steve's fault, is that what you're telling me?
Forget fault. If a child has arthritis or diabetes, do we think of it as being the parents' fault?
Arthritis isn't a result of anything the parents did or didn't do.
Exactly. Neither is Scott's problem.
Wait a minute. There are things that my parents did with me that I still live with today. And there are things about Tommy that I know he blames me for, and I blame myself.
Tommy's your only child?
No, I have a grown daughter.
How's she?
Terrific.
Take a lot of vows for that?
No, how can I?
Yet you're willing to lay all this blame on yourself if something goes wrong. Funny, isn't it?
So what you're saying is that what's wrong with Scott is not Steve's fault.
That's what I'm saying. I'm also saying when a parent blames himself, it not only makes it hard on the parent, it also puts a burden on the child.
I think I'm finally hearing you.
Did anyone besides your photographer spend time with him?
We're not going any more places. We're going home. It's 2 o'clock.
Right, we're going home, but did he mention anyone else?
Well, there was this male nurse from Vietnam he made friends with.
No name?
No.
Friends is the wrong word anyway. Scott never really makes friends. He's so busy getting through the day, he doesn't have anything left to share with any other people.
He can be kind of winning at times.
I've got a lot of things going for me. Most people do. My son has no joy in his life.
Has it always been like this?
No, not always. Had a girl in college. Nice girl. Even said something about starting up with her again.
Is that Chrissy?
Yeah.
I mentioned her.
I mean, it's crazy. She's a married lady. She's got 2 kids. Am I dumb? That's it. Turn around. Stop at the phone booth. She lives in Venice.
Venice is 20 miles from here.
Yeah, but turn around.
Steve, we've spent this ridiculous night driving all over hell and gone to find someone who may not want to be found. If we turned around and went down there, would that be for him or for you?
Ah, we saw a shrink today, didn't we?
Yeah, he said a few things that made some sense. And I'm saying this because I've been there myself with my own son.
Where are you going?
Venice. Where else? What was that address again?
There he is. That's my son. He's a 30-year-old man sitting in the cold, waiting to see someone who doesn't want to see him.
No matter what you or I do, that's who he is.
You cold?
It's okay. I didn't want to wake her. I figured I'd wait till morning.
What are you trying to do?
I want to talk to her about going to Oregon. Living together again.
You know that's not going to happen.
When I first got here, I thought it might. But I've been here 3 hours and I don't know.
Wouldn't it be nice if we could do one thing that could make it all better? For you, getting back with Chrissy. For me, be catching up with you, showing you that I care and making it all right. But when I drove up and I saw you sitting here, I realized it's impossible.
So, what are we going to do, Pop?
I don't know what you're going to do. I'm going to ask Charlie to drive me back to the airport. If you come knocking at my door, I'll take you in. Because we're connected. But I want it understood that if you won't do the best for yourself, all the loving and the kindness and the sharing and the talk between us will just be killed, dead. We'll be like 2 strangers living in the same old hotel. That's all.
Are you, going now?
I think so.
What if you guys were to drop me by the clinic on your way?
We can do that. Morning.
Good morning. Planning on doing any newspaper work this morning, Charlie?
Oh, knock it off.
I'm glad you finally found the right words to express what was bothering you.
Oh, knock it off.
We found him! Ziggy's back me.
You did?
Well, we did.
Where did we go to find him?
At Disney Studios, he was scratching his shoulders against a fake tree. Animals on his way in with pictures of the zookeeper tranquilizing him.
But I thought last night the guy admitted he lost the trail.
He decided to try a new tack. He decided to think like a bear. It worked.
Come on, Disney Studios. What would make him go there?
Well, it's right by the L.A. River. Maybe he was attracted by the water.
Maybe he wanted to get into pictures.
Come on into my office. We'll lay out how we're going to play it. Lou? Lou, I want you in this meeting unless you're still all bent out of shape.
I'm still bent out of shape, but I sure am going to sit in on any meeting about the bear.
And I want you there. Fine.
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 Teresa Russell stars in a chilling tale of infidelity and murder. Join us for Thicker Than Water, an A&E special presentation Sunday. Now Karen Black stars in Police Story, next on A&E.